entry is if you do not want to reconsider, you vote yes. If you do want to reconsider, you vote no. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
If we vote not to reconsider, does that mean, I assume that means we cannot reconsider what's already in dispute? I mean, we have Representative Algren and Representative Fleck and in dispute as to what was actually voted on last month. Are we definitely going to spend the $1 million?
This has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with money. You get that? If you do not want to reconsider that we are keeping the core only, you will vote yes. If you want to consider about whether we keep the core, you would vote no. This has nothing to do with money.
Okay, well, I would like to reconsider, but not to reconsider to keep more wings, but to reconsider the vote on keeping the core.
That is the vote that we are going to take right now.
That's not.
We already had that vote as consideration.
So, no.
And it failed. So can we do that again?
No.
Okay,
If you want to do
okay.
something afterwards, this is the vote. We are allowed to have this vote. This is a legal vote. Nothing about money. Okay, got it? Nothing about money. Not to reconsider our motion to keep the core only. If you agree with that motion, you vote yes. If you don't agree with that motion, you vote no. Okay? Representative Algren. Not to reconsider our motion to keep the core only, you vote yes. If you don't like that motion, vote no.
We're talking about the wings.
No wings. This is the core only, no money. Just do it. Representative Algren, yes or no?
I think I want to say yes.
All right. Representative Babson.
No.
Representative Fleck.
Yes.
Representative McCarthy.
Yes.
Representative McConkey.
Yes.
Representative Merrill.
No.
Representative Patton votes yes. Representative Pettingill.
Yes.
Yes. Representative Schmidt.
Yes.
Yes. Representative Treganza.
Yes.
Yes. Representative Umberger.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 2. We are not going to reconsider our motion about the core only. Thank you very much. And I think probably I need a 5-minute break. Or I can just leave the room.
It's not a long
Make it 6.
Okay. You want to
Madam Chairman, I only got one other item.
let's take a 5-minute break.
Representative Algren, I think.
What else do we have to fear about 4 bills?
Clarify
Losing money
the
here.
one from last year.
You're doing minutes, that's all I can say.
Because I was like,
Most of our meetings are going to be short. I thought we would be closed by 10. That's why I said it would be a good idea to do subcommittee. So it's now 10 minutes to 12, and so we didn't finish at 10. So, are there any other issues that you
Yes,
would
I
like
got
to
one
make?
more issue, and it's a money issue, so we may go after 12. We are in need in maintenance 2 pieces of equipment. One is a 3/4 ton truck with plow, with sander. We got bids on it. The lowest bid is a GMC from DeBrizio for $35,000. And we got a snow blower, walk-behind snow blower for $3,000. So the total is $38,000 that we'd like to spend on those 2 pieces of equipment. And we'd like that to come out of the contingency fund of the new home, because it's principally for that new home. We do not have, at the present time, we have 1 plow truck. If that breaks down, we're going to have to hire somebody to come in and plow. I don't know what that's going to cost. We ought to have a backup. So I throw that out to the delegation for approval, if at all possible. It's gonna take some time to get that vehicle, and it'd be nice to get the approval today if possible.
Is that 38,000 for that? Now tell me, when we do this and buy equipment out of the contingency, is there a way that you get some of that money back? Or remember
No.
how we used to do the nursing home, the shoveling?
Yep.
And the farm would shovel the nursing home, and there would be part of
The paper shuffle, you mean?
the paper shuffle
Yeah.
and how you do the that doesn't happen.
No.
Okay, Representative McConkey.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. If I could, to the Commissioners. The 3/4 ton that you're looking to replace, I believe, is the rotten, rusted truck that sits inside to the left of the building during the winter.
Correct.
The truck that looked like it would never make it through the last 2 winters.
Correct.
And when you did your budget last year, that rotten truck you thought was gonna make it another year, now isn't gonna make it another year?
Correct.
Thank you.
You've seen the truck, I
I've
believe.
seen the truck.
Yeah.
We keep that one inside.
Representative Merrow and then Babson.
Thank you. A question to the commissioner. Now, you have another truck, and if you didn't buy this truck, you've still got a truck.
We got
other
one
than
truck.
This rotten one that Mark's talking about, right?
That one just has a sander on it, doesn't have a plow.
So, I guess my question is, if in fact that truck broke down,
Which one?
well, whatever one, so you'd have to hire somebody.
Oh, okay, the
So
plow
you'd
truck
hire
has got a
somebody.
plow on
Wouldn't
it.
it be a lot easier to hire somebody for the winter than it would to pay $35,000 for a new truck when you, by waiting, you might do better or not, or what? I don't.
I presented the estimate last year that shows, off the top of my head, $95,000 it would cost to have someone come in and do the season for here. So a 1 or 2 time deal, I'm not sure what it would cost, but
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not talking about it
Representative Merrow.
for the season. I'm talking
Okay.
about
Just for the,
if it breaks down for the
Get it
rest
fixed.
of the season, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not break down till April.
I'm not break down at all.
Yeah, it might not break down at all.
Down right away.
Okay, Representative Babson.
In the case that one of these trucks break down, don't we have a backhoe out there that could do the job, or if worse comes to worse, it's a lot cheaper to buy a plow for your tractor than it is that you could put on if you had to, than purchasing a new truck at this point.
I don't have a spare car. in case mine breaks down.
You want
Wait a minute, let's just see if there's an answer to that.
backhoe?
Do you have
We-
another, we have a backhoe?
I mean, that could be an option if we had to, but it's, for one, you're in a tight parking lot, and you have a long backhoe that's on. We don't have a small tractor that has a blade on it. We have a long backhoe, and you're in tight parking lots. I don't feel comfortable most of the time plowing with that. If we had to, we had to. The main issue is the truck with the sander. The thing's falling apart. When I'm driving it, my feet, I have to keep them elevated, otherwise they fall through the hole in there, okay?
This isn't your plow truck, this is your sander truck.
This
You
is
have
the
a
sander truck, this
truck
is
and
the
you
one
have
we're
a
trying to
plow truck.
replace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, two different.
It practically sits on the ground. It's just not, it's not roadworthy. I can't take it on the road, not that that's an issue, but it's falling apart. Last year I could barely get it in gear most of the time. We'd have to go hand sand if that goes down.
How much does it cost to shorten legs, Madam Chairman?
If they were yours, Representative Babson, you tell me. What's
We can do it for
worth?
free.
Representative McCarthy and then McConkey.
Is there any particular reason other than to attach a plow onto it that you need a truck, a new truck? What I'm getting at is, I think for half the price, you could get a Kubota tractor with a front-end loader and a 50-inch snow plow on the front that'll throw the snow 150 yards for less than half the price of what you're talking about. You could even put a little small trailer behind the Kubota tractor and put a sander on it. So you've got a Kubota tractor that'll blow the snow completely out of your way, and then you got a sander behind it, because the snow blower is in the front. You got the sander behind it, so you're snow blowing it and sanding it at the same time with a Kubota tractor that you can get for about $14,000.
And not meeting the variance.
Yes, Will?
I would love to entertain that because I think that would be great, but no one showed me where I can find a tractor at that price to do that kind of job. I haven't found, I've asked those questions to a few different dealers, I haven't found it. If someone could find it, I would definitely entertain that to the commission.
I have one at that price, so I can show you where to get one at that price.
Okay, Representative McConkey?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My point that I was going to earlier was, we're dealing in a budget process, and the departments are to come into this delegation, and they're to say what they need to run their department, what their needs are going forward. This 3/4 ton truck's been parked in there in horrible shape when the budget committee started its process and when it's done. I don't think coming in the middle of a session and saying we need to buy a 3/4 ton truck right now is appropriate. If it turns out that it is not, that we can't get through, limp through another season, if we can't attach our present sander onto one of our hay wagons or something to drag it around there, then they're going to have to address that, whether they have to go out and pay a contractor. But I would rather spend $1,500, $2,000, something to that effect, if we have to get another platform to carry this around, than to come in 10 minutes at the end of a meeting and say, by the way, we need $35,000. If we need $35,000 now, we need $35,000 when we start the budget process. I don't think it's appropriate.
Anybody else have anything to say?
So do I, Madam Chairman, do I understand that if we don't buy this plow truck, then we can go out, if it breaks down, we can go out and hire somebody to come in and plow? We'd have to do that anyway, and it's gonna cost us X amount of dollars. I guess that's the thinking of the delegation right now, right?
Do you have money left
No, we don't.
over for, yes, Will?
What about the snow blower? I'll also ask her that question, because with the new home here, there are a ton of sidewalks, there are loading docks, there is a tight front thing that'd be awful hard to get a truck into. That's why I've asked the commissioners for a snow blower to blow some of this out. We haven't faced this kind of building yet, and I think it's a valuable tool that we'll need to do those minimum areas. That's a whole nother issue besides the truck, is a snow blower that I would ask to be considered also.
Representative McConkey and then
Thank you,
Representative
Madam Chair. Our supervisor, Will, does absolutely wonderful job. It's a shame that he's in a position, after a building's built, it's not going to cost us any more money to maintain, but turns out has twice as many door stoops, has twice as much snow than they need to remove. And once again, now all of a sudden we're finding out that we need, I knew that 8 months ago, as everyone else that was on that building committee should have known that we have a higher need. When I asked how we were going to take care of that, I was told that our prisoner workforce was going to jump in and gladly take care of that for us. I understand Will's frustration. Believe me, I do. I have to move snow all winter long. I have the tools to do what I need to do. We're going to continue to see this as we go down the road, that all of a sudden we're not aware that the new nursing home was costing us more. And that's what we're seeing right now. So I fully sympathize. Perhaps a snow blower is the right thing. Perhaps that money should be coming out of the nursing home budget. I don't know where, but it just continually shows that this county has been very big on building buildings and let's get it built now and let's renovate now, and we don't put any thought process into what it's going to cost to maintain those things. I apologize for sharing my frustration with you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Representative McCarthy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What size snow blower are you looking for?
The estimate I had done on was a 32-inch snow blower.
32-inch? That's rather small, isn't it?
Right.
How big are the walkways?
I don't know exactly, but I tried to get an estimate that would be a fair price to not be extraordinarily high, and try to get away with the tool that we would be able to get for a lower cost.
Well, just two things. One, I think you can get a 32-inch snow blower for a lot less than $3,000. And two, if you went by way of the Kubota with the front end loader and a 50-inch snow blower, I think you might even be able to do those paths until you get right up close to the building with the Kubota as well, and just use a small one just to do the immediate front of the building. I do my home with it. I bought one a couple of years ago, and I haven't had a problem, one, with it, and it's just terrific.